two questions. Like, really bizarre, I think. Giving that game away in the cup, like not playing your strong lineup. What do you think was the decision behind that? Because in my view, like to go for a trophy, like a domestic trophy, getting a winners,
Huge,
getting massive.
massive
You guys are
for
not going to
us.
win the league. You're not going to come second. I think winning a cup at best would be a great. I would say a good. Finishing fourth and getting a cup would be a great, outstanding. A
Amazing. Yeah.
realistic kind of way of finishing the league. So that was my first point. And then secondly, like you spent 200 million over the last 2 years. Would you say, because we talk about Chelsea spending lots of money, City, United, but let's not forget, like Spurs have spent a lot of money over the last 2 years. So my second question is, do you think money well spent or not?
Yeah. So on your first question, um, you're going to Sheffield United away that are basically going to come up to the Premier League. They're smashing it. So we're not going to Sheffield United who are 14th in the Championship. They're up there at the top end. They put out a B team, and this is serious. Sheffield United beat us with their B team, and we should have won that game had we had played our set 11. Our set 11. Yes, you can take two or three players out. I've got no problem with taking a couple of players out, two, three players. But he put drop Kane, and to drop Kane is dangerous for Spurs because without Kane, Tottenham generally don't score. It's just the way it goes, man. Without his goals this season, Tottenham will be suffering big time. You look at other teams, they spread their goals. Arsenal smashing it with 3, 4 goal scorers. You look at obviously Man United relying on Rashford too much. City obviously don't have a problem relying on one particular player. We have that problem that we rely on Kane. So he should have started Kane and then dropped maybe a couple other players. Kane creates, Kane finishes, and he's just always got that bit of quality that he can turn a game. So for me, Sheffield United, he shouldn't have dropped Kane. It's a big shame, mate, because we don't win big trophies because we don't have the teams for it. We are lucky to get top four every season. We find that a good season if Tottenham get top four. I'm not one of these Tottenham fans that think we should be challenging for the title, man. I'm not in dreamland.
So
West Ham, Chelsea.
you've spent the money. You've got a world class manager, and if that's not enough, like, can you get better than this in terms of a better manager and get more investment from,
I
like,
think
where
I
does it go
think
from here, basically?
so. Conte is in two minds whether he's going to sign this extension or not, and whether he wants to commit to the club. We need a manager that's going to commit to the club because we need to now build a plan like Arteta has done at Arsenal. We haven't got the big bucks, but we need to put the money correctly behind the right manager with the right sporting director. We've got Paratici, who for me has done a very good job. I'll give him 7, 8 out of 10. What he's done off the pitch or behind the scenes, I don't know. This Juventus nonsense. If he's guilty, he's guilty. You get rid of him, and it puts us back 2, 3 years because now we're finding another sporting director, and Conte, if he doesn't sign, we're finding another manager. So it's annoying because 12 months ago, Spurs fans would have told you we had one of the best transfer windows in the summer. We've got the best manager in town. We've got a great sporting director, someone we've been after for years. And we're spending money, like you've just correctly said. So everything looked gravy. Everything looked gravy about 9 months ago. We'd finished top four. This was the launch pad to take on potentially even a title. There was people like Graham Souness and Roy Keane saying, I put Tottenham in that conversation in all these debates before the season started. And I'm thinking there, nah, we ain't going to challenge for no title. But then I'm looking at it going, look at all these signings, Conte. Conte's X factor's gone somewhere. Now, whether it's because he doesn't want to be here, because he's mentioned in riddles, he talks in riddles, Conte, and he's mentioned a couple of times, I'll see it at the end of the season. I'll see it at the end of the season. What's that doing to the players? The players, are they playing for Conte today and he's gone tomorrow? Are the young players looking at Conte going, how are you going to develop me? There's a lot of uncertainty around Tottenham Hotspur at the moment with Conte, with the sporting director, with Harry Kane. But those are all excuses, Bricks. Those are all
Yeah.
excuses. At the end of the day, you still have a football match to go to and you still have 3 points to play for. So
Mm,
all this stuff, I know players are softer today than before. You don't have the Graham Souness's, Roy Keanes and Patrick Vieira's anymore that can hold the team up. And the manager might be crap, but they'll get a result. There might be uncertainty in a player's life or in the squad, whatever, and those players kick them to the side. We don't have those leaders anymore that can
yeah.
dictate the dressing room. These softies need management and leadership.
Yeah.
And Conte came in raring. I think VJ said this a couple of episodes ago. You don't see him raring anymore. You don't see him jumping up and down on the sidelines, ripping his fake hair out. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't do it anymore. So for me, Conte's lost his X factor. I don't know the reasons why, personal or professional, as he's fallen out with Levy. The team's gone flat. We've been playing awful football all season. We keep winning second halves. Earlier in the season, we kept coming back 2-0 away to Bournemouth, for example, 3-2. And that was papering over the cracks. January window, we went and got a nice quality signing in Pedro Porro, but it's still not clicked. And
Yeah,
Tottenham are one of those teams where they will either we will win two or three and then we'll go. We just do mini runs. We do mini
yeah,
runs.
yeah,
This time last season we went on our best run. We won.
yeah,
I can't remember what it was, but if you guys remember Tottenham from February last season, they just smashed it. Kulusevski smashing it, Bentancur smashing it, and that's what we need because you need 70
yeah,
points to make top four. You need 68
yeah, yeah.
traditionally, historically. Now this season, Chelsea and Liverpool losing more games than they would have lost by this stage of the season. Top four might only be 65 points or 63,
Mm,
62 points because those other guys have lost points to lesser teams. Liverpool and Chelsea have dropped points. Brentford, Fulham, and Brighton have taken more points off those teams. So
mm,
I think top four will be 62, 64, 65 points. And if you do the mathematics, we've got to win two-thirds of our games to make it.
yeah.
So I think top four is
And
massively in the balance, man.
see, if I was Harry Kane sat at home right now, like I'm, lifelong Spurs fan. We've got one of the best managers managing us. Got a lot of money that's been spent, but we still can't seem to win anything for now. And it doesn't look like you're going to win anything now till the end of the season. And other teams around me is spending money. What do I do? Do I stay for another season? I'm 29. I'm going to be 30 soon, or do I leave? Like my view is he's going to leave, like Spurs, and
There's
that'll
two
be a
schools of
further.
thoughts on this. There's two schools of thought. If I'm Harry Kane now and I want to get Alan Shearer's record, I'm better off staying at Tottenham because I will get goals at Tottenham. I might not get trophies, but I'll get goals. I'll get my 20 goals a season for two reasons. One is because they'll play me all the time, right? Because I'm Harry Kane, the living legend, right? The best goal scorer in Tottenham history now. He's just beat Jimmy Greaves to it last week. And number two is they will help me score. So I can go in there into the manager, whether it's Jose, Conte, or Pochettino, and say, give me the ball. Put the players around me to give me the ball. So Harry Kane has red carpet treatment at the moment at Tottenham Hotspur. So if he wants Alan Shearer's record and he stays at Tottenham, he'll probably get it because he'll get the game time. But if Harry Kane goes to Man United or he goes to Chelsea or he goes to whoever he goes to, is he going to get the game time? If he's going to get the game time, I would leave tomorrow. I would leave tomorrow because then he will get the goals. So he'll get the personal record of being the best ever Premier League scorer all time. That's a huge record
But
to have.
but
And
he
he'll
did what
probably win a trophy.
but he did want to leave though, didn't he? When Man City came in with a bid for 100 million a season ago. So his intent is there, but obviously Daniel Levy is a tough negotiator, right? Um,
You know what? If he had gone City, he would have probably scored 35 goals last season, and he
Mm,
probably would have scored 35 goals this season.
and
So
I
he
and I
would have,
think he
yeah,
brings more to the table than Haaland does because he plays in between the lines. He plays as number 10 as well. All those through,
yeah.
as you know, all those through ball. Just on the sporting director, is that related to the situation with Juventus?
yeah, that's right. So they inflated
Yeah,
their
yeah.
revenue, they decreased their costs, and they
And
made
I
them
and
a
I
bit
and I
more.
read also one of your scouts in Colombia did an interview, or one of the South American countries,
Mm.
and he mentioned that you were after a goalkeeper, and now he's been suspended as well. Don't know if you heard about that.
I ain't heard about that Colombian stuff, mate. It sounds a bit
Yeah,
dodgy, but I'll have to
yeah.
catch up on it. There's a lot of problems at Tottenham now. And you know what really hurts? And Sage, you will love this. Obviously, 12 months ago, we finished above Arsenal when we did the whole kind of last minute, top four finish. Watching Arsenal at the moment doing what they're doing is like twisting the knife.